Hey guys, John V here from Phone Arena. Right now I'm taking a hands-on look at the Samsung Galaxy S4. This is the device, guys, next flagship, the next big thing. And I'm taking a quick look at it. I have two different models here. We have the both black and white, and this is basically, as far as the design goes, it pretty much remains intact to what we've seen already with the Galaxy S3 beforehand. Plastic body, of course, very glossy, you got to say, and it does exhibit some noticeable amount of smudges and fingerprints, so it's something you gotta want to watch out. It's more evident on the black version just because it's just more prominent, whereas the white has just a cleaner finish to it. Now, the great thing about it is that they managed to maintain the size over its predecessor. So even though it's featuring a larger display, 5 inches, 1080p, full HD Super AMOLED display, it's still pretty much the same width as the previous handset, and even better, they managed to make it slightly lighter and also extremely thin, 7.9 millimeters thin, so it's very svelte in the body. Lightweight, so you don't really feel it in the hand, and just like before, it feels very natural just because of the curves that you have around the handset. And again, it's just a little bit slick just because of the plastic material. Construction's decent. The design style, pretty much the same. You have the physical home button flush to the surface, surrounded by the two capacitor buttons below the display. Up top, you have the front-facing camera, 2-megapixel camera, earpiece, all your light and proximity sensors. Left-hand side. Now the buttons, as for themselves, are a little bit more flush than before. It's not as prominent. You have the volume control on the left side, while on the right you have, of course, the dedicated power button, just like before. And you also have on the top 3.5mm headset jack, noise cancellation microphone, of course, and the bottom you have the micro USB port for charging data connectivity, and also, of course, for video out you have to get the optional data the MHL adapter with it. Now, as far as specs here, they don't say exactly the type of processor. Depending on the market, it could be either the octa-core, Samsung's Exynos octa-core processor, or a quad-core processor. Again, this depends on the market. 2 gigabytes of RAM. It's going to be available in 16, 32, and 64 gigabyte capacities. And the great thing that many people will appreciate is the fact that it has a removable back cover, so you could actually gain access to the battery. So that's something that a lot of people are going to like. And on top of that, you could expand its internal storage just because it has a built-in micro SD card slot. So very useful. And nowadays, with the power button, it actually integrates an IR blaster in it, so it's going to be used as a universal remote. It's used with the application here. I believe, see which one's. I believe it is the Watch On, Samsung's Watch On application, which you could do like video on demand with your different programming and all that stuff. So as far as the display is concerned, larger display. 5 inches, 1080p, of course, so you have a full HD Super AMOLED panel in there, so it's nice, sharp, and has all the qualities that we like about it. Exceptional viewing angles, it maintains its clarity, and again, you get that nice wow factor just because of those punchy colors that Super AMOLED panels are known for. And it's very detailed. You know, it's even though it's not the highest resolution or the highest pixel density on the screen we've seen, it's still extremely detailed. And the neat thing about it is that they have this new floating touch technology, similar to what we saw with the Galaxy Note series, where instead of using a stylus, you could actually use your finger to hover different elements, especially useful in like the web browser or the email and a variety of different other applications on the handset. Now, it's running Android 4.2.2 Jelly Bean with Samsung's own TouchWiz Nature UX, and for the most part, visually on the surface, it doesn't really seem to be different. It still has a slight cartoony look with it. The app panel's laid out in a traditional grid-like view, but there's a lot of stuff that they actually improve upon with the software experience. They use all these new gestures in play, where you could actually use your hand, for example, if you're in the gallery, you're viewing photos, you could actually use the air gestures to actually switch between the photos, which is pretty nice. And especially also in the web browser, if you're scrolling, instead of actually scrolling with your finger, you could actually use your air gesture again to do that. So a lot of neat stuff with this guy. No word on availability or pricing, but hopefully soon. And it's the successor to the Galaxy S3, of course. So if you want to learn more about the Samsung Galaxy S4, guys, you can check out our website, phonearena.com. Sean V. Thanks for watching.